Fine Line, brought to you by Jam TV.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to yet another episode of the Fine Line Show. I am your host, Golda Jam, and as always, hosting alongside me is Mccoy, the wildest producer.
Oh my God, Golda, I love when you sing Makoy the wild ass producer. I mean, it turns me on. So, guys, welcome again to the show. And for today, we shall be talking about a very interesting topic, which is traditional values versus ambitious women. So, we want to know the dynamics that exist between these two contrasting faces and these two contrasting components in our society. So, I'll let Golda do the introduction of our ambitious guests that we have here with us.
Yeah. So I'm just going to get right to it, right? The guest sitting on my right is Etube Quinten. He is a businessman and an investor who is based in Canada, and he is the CEO of Arcadia Game Lounge at Malingo here in Boya. And sitting to Makoy's left,
Yeah, my left.
right? Mccoy's left is okay. This is a very honorable guest. Sitting to Mccoy's left is Miss Mbeng Lilian. She is a movie producer, an actress, a comedian, fashion model, brand influencer, co-founder of Caro and Copies, and she is the CEO of ML Productions. Thank you so much for being here. Let's start with Quinten. How do you feel today?
Wow, it's an honor to be here. I'm really excited to be here. The topic is quite intriguing and can't wait to give my own 2 cents on this.
And Miss Lilian, how do you feel being here today?
I feel good. It's my first time on the show. I love the topic and I can't wait to dive right into it.
When
Let's
I'm
start.
when I'm seeing you right now saying I feel good, my friend. I mean, where is the other Google show? Introduce yourself again. Tell us, Carol.
My name is Carol,
Mhm.
the only married woman in the universe.
Only married woman.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, so you said
Yeah,
the
because-
only married woman in the universe. Are you actually married or is it just the
Well,
character Carol?
it's the character Carol. That's the reason why I said Carol.
But what's your point of view when it comes to marriages?
Marriage is a beautiful thing. It's a foundation of starting a family, having your own kids, and establishing a home. So it's a good thing.
All right, so you are gonna marry someday, or, no? Or are you already married?
Not yet, but definitely will someday.
All right. What about you, Mr. Quincy?
Marriage. Marriage is a wonderful thing. I'm not currently married, looking forward to it, but I doubt what I want I'll be able to get it. But I have to stay positive because nowadays we don't play.
Hey,
Okay, so today we are actually here, like Makoy said the topic, we're actually here to talk about traditional values versus ambitious women. We don't say ambitious men because it's already put there that you guys are ambitious. In your characteristics is something that's linked to you guys, but it's at the word ambitious is never really linked to women, right? And so that's why we have ambitious women. So with that being said, Carol, with everything, not Carol, Lilian.
Lilian.
Yes, I
Lilian.
don't. Yes, because Lilian is different from Carol for me. Okay, so I would like to say you're an ambitious woman from all of your success and everything that you've been doing. So this question, I'm going to direct it to you, right?
Okay.
So, do ambitious women threaten traditional family structures?
Ah, well, that would depend. It would depend on who is involved, the kind of man that is involved in the marriage. Most men are threatened by ambitious women, and some are not. So in this case, I can't generalize it because it varies. Yeah, but on a percentage of 100, I would say 60% of men are intimidated by ambitious women.
Why do you think so?
The traditional way of marriages, that gotten so deep into men, especially men that are not exposed. So they always expect they always expect to be maybe the head of the family. They should be the one to say, okay, yes, your monthly welfare or something, like they just want to be in control.
That's a
They
nice
just
word.
want to be in control. And they feel like maybe if a woman is financially independent, it might threaten their stance as men.
Okay, so they won't have that possibility to control as they actually want.
Exactly, yes.
Nice. What about you, Mr. Quinten? Do you think ambitious women are some sort of a threat to traditional men or traditional values or traditional family?
Okay, to answer that first thing first, I have to divert a little bit.
Okay.
Right? We start with the saying, my money is my money. We women probably say, my money is my money, your money is our money, and stuff like that. I don't know the exact quotation of it, but in that sense, if the man's money is your money, then why do you need to go and work? You understand what I'm going at?
Okay.
I do understand that women, I will talk for myself. I like an ambitious woman, right? I like a woman that is able to go get her own. But she has to understand that she shouldn't neglect her core values. Because even in the Bible, the man had to go look for work, but the woman was to stay there and take care of the home. But I'm not going to hinder you from going to go look for work or work for your own things, but don't neglect me. Don't neglect your family. Don't neglect everything that involves your home.
Why do you want to put like neglecting a traditional or like your husband on the other side or on the same side with being ambitious as a lady? Like, does it necessitate that an ambitious lady is I don't know which word to use, gullible to neglect her family?
Okay, let's look at statistics. Most of the time, if we grow up, we look at it as a man is meant to manage all these things. A man can manage his time and manage everything. But a woman, when she gets busy, she gets preoccupied with just what she's doing. If you look at it,
Is that true?
No.
Is that true?
It's not true.
Which statistics?
Let's leave it.
Let's listen to
Continue.
Mccoy. Wait.
Yes,
Hold on.
Okay, what's the no? Let him finish. So what statistics, if I may ask?
so it's like if you look at it around us, especially in this African society, we're Africans, right? We look at it around is that when women start to get further ahead, they turn to, like right now, most young ladies are actually driven by, I want to get here, I want to get here, I want to get here, I want to do this. It's an amazing thing. Yes, but then when they get married and they feel like they haven't yet gotten to that point, they tend to neglect everything else about their marriage. They don't focus on that. Understand? And so even when they achieve that now, it's not enough. Because the human heart is always greedy. It's always going to keep wanting more and wanting more. So if you can't control it at the start and she diverts her time and her energy towards that, she's going for it all the way through. So that's why I say that, right, as statistics were proven, I don't really have the exact statistics, but if you look around us, everybody that starts to turn to follow their career path, once they get there, they're never satisfied where they are. They always want to get more. And the only time that you really see now that little change is when now there's a conflict in the marriage, whereby now they now involve therapists and then they start trying to dissect everything and find out that the cause of the problem was most likely this or that.
Everything you said, there's something that you said that when a lady is focused on a project, her whole mind is on it. I want to ask the ladies here, starting with you, Caro, is that
So I think you're making this thing, or let's take for instance, you're married. I think you're making this whole situation about the woman. Yes. I think you're making this whole situation about the woman, which is not supposed to be so. As a family, we both want the home. It is not a woman's sole responsibility to be the one to manage every situation. And when you say once a woman is career driven, she tends to neglect the home or forget her responsibilities, I will want to disagree with you, because we have successful women like the Oprahs that are doing excellently well with their careers and still managing their homes. So, like I said initially, this situation varies and it depends on the kind of woman or the kind of man you meet. But I think with mutual understanding and co-managing the home, these things can work perfectly. If you understand that your woman is a career woman, you both should be able to manage the home. Oh, I know that, okay, maybe I'll be traveling out for work for a week. I do the house chores like cleaning, cooking and everything. And we have the kids. It's your turn to be at home. Not like we are exchanging, time and everything, but the situation just comes. It's not like we do these things deliberately. There are situations that I can handle on my part, but there are some situations that are beyond me. So I only think that that is when the understanding comes in for you to understand that, okay, my wife is going out for maybe a 1 week trip. That doesn't mean she is neglecting the home. Before leaving, I don't leave without making sure that there is enough food for my kids, or making sure that maybe the nanny takes care of them, or the boss should be in front of the house at the right time to pick them up from school. While I work, I still call to check up on, the family. So I really do not think there's any form of negligence in this particular case. So both partners just needs to be open. We are in an advanced world. You don't expect, like he rightly said, he wants an ambitious woman. And that is what 90% of men want these days. But at some point, they begin to go back to the traditional way. Oh, when you're okay, now you can't afford the rent for this month, 200,000. Your wife brings out the money. Oh, darling, oh, I'm happy. You see what? I'm happy with this job. All of a sudden, because your wife is unable to make you maybe achieve at the time you wanted it, because maybe she's at work or on, it becomes a problem. You are now like, I'm marrying you and I send you the cook. That time the whole traditional thing comes in. So I really think with an exposed man and an intelligent man, these things can work effectively. It all takes the both of them to put in these efforts to make it effective. Yeah.
Golda, you are a lady here on this set too, and I think you are an ambitious lady. What about you? You consider yourself as an ambitious lady, right?
I am.
Being ambitious, does it take your mind totally on your projects and away from managing your home? Be honest.
No, because I'm going to give a general characteristics about women as a whole.
Okay.
We are multitaskers. That is it. It's in our DNA. We can do several things at the same time perfectly. So that statistics you're talking about, I don't know.
I don't think he's talking about stats. He's talking about experiences and I think I would agree with him that there are certain women that just focus solely on their work and they neglect their home. So what about such women?
We don't agree.
Carol said it is
yeah, but yes, I think it does exist. There are women who get so carried away with their careers, and now there is something. Do you know there are actually women who do not see themselves getting married or maybe having kids?
Yes.
That is the reason why I think that communication is always very important when it comes to marriages. Because I, for one, I'm an ambitious woman, yes, but I still want to have a family and still be able to push on with my career regardless. So if you have a conversation with your partner and you have this understanding, you know that, oh, my woman is an ambitious woman, but she is still family driven. Like me, I'm family driven. When it has to do with my family, I am there. There is no major, meeting my family that I don't turn up for. I do turn up for. So that is what I mean by, okay, a family person. Now, for example, Golda, you say you don't see yourself in that light, being confined in a man, being confined in a home and following rules and having to take care of kids and still managing your career. Because the truth is, it is actually not easy. Managing a home and managing your career, it can be so stressful. And whether we like it or not, as career women, our careers will definitely not go 100% effective as it would have been if we didn't, start up a family of our own. So with you being a 100% ambitious woman, definitely you would strive faster or even explore more than an ambitious woman with a family. But that doesn't mean we are both not successful. We are all successful, but in different ways. Yes.
You actually just made mention here that there are some ladies that don't see themselves getting married. So I want to ask Mr. Quinten. Quinten, do you think it's obligatory for every lady to want to create a family? Is it like an obligation? Let me ask Quinten.
Is it?
Right now, no. With the new generation, it's not an obligation for everybody to get married. There are people who's like she said, she doesn't want to get married. There are people whose goals don't align with marriage. There are people whose goals are to get married.
Even from a Christian point of view, because you were quoting the Bible earlier.
Yes, even from a Christian point of view. Because right now, God asked us to go. No, God asked us to go and create, right? But it also gave us choice. He gave us choice that we can choose for ourselves what we want to do. So now it's everybody's free will to choose what they want to do. But the two things that you said that I really like and I really want to touch on, the fact that there's a very thin line between neglecting your family and then changing roles. There's a very
fine line.
Very, very fine line. Because right now you can chase your career and then let's say you travel. You come back, you're exhausted. You expect your man who he'll cook and do all those things. Then you go to work, you have another trip. Let's say your career is so successful that you keep moving and moving. Soon you see that the roles now switch. Your man now has to keep up with all those because you are going away.
What is wrong with that?
There's nothing wrong with it. Don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with it. But I'm just saying that it gets to a point that you yourself, you forget that that was your role. You understand? Because no matter what, the way the Bible is designed, the man is the head. The man will lead.
You just said it's not obligatory, but at the same time you're saying it's rules like it's already certain this is a woman's role and a man's role.
It is by looking at it from time, because time is the only teacher, right? Looking at it,
Obligatory for a woman to play the role of a woman, right?
yes,
But
it's mandatory.
But I have a question. I do have a question. You're talking about roles. I want you to clearly, in your opinion, right? According to your opinion, I want you to clearly state for us here.
Okay.
What is a woman's role in a marriage that you feel like this is what only a woman is supposed to be doing, and what is a man's role in a marriage that you feel like this is only what a man is supposed to be doing?
All right. For women, you guys are multitaskers, so you guys can do a lot of different things. But for a man, this is simple as this: provide, protect. That is for a man. As long as you can provide for your family and you can protect them, that you give them shelter and everything, you're doing your job as a man, right? For the women, now you guys are multitaskers. You guys do every little thing that needs to be done. Because even when God made Adam, he said, Adam, go work. He sent Adam to work. Before now, he brought Eve.
Where did he send Eve to?
Eve was just there in the garden.
He was just sitting.
Please. I would like her to answer the same question about
the same question
what
about
do you think is the
roles.
role of a man in a relationship and a woman? Like what?
I will not put a woman on any particular role. It is our responsibility as a couple to manage the home. It doesn't matter if you clean the home today. It doesn't matter if you take the kids to school. It doesn't matter if you have to cook. It doesn't, because in other countries, these things do happen. Like I said, it's all about understanding communication and learning how to manage the home as a family. So I really disagree with a man saying that it's a responsibility to cook. I think a woman being a multitasker shouldn't be a curse.
It's not.
To us, the women. So the fact that you know that, oh, we are multitasking, you cannot just kill us with it. I think you men need to be a little free, relax, live life.
So you want to say if you are married to a man today that is less financially stable than you and less busy, right? And you are busy with your work. So if you want to come up for money time, so move to money, say, pa, you couldn't take one.
Yes.
Tell us.
Yes.
Clarity.
So the way he is trying to put it, you're trying to put it in a derogatory way, which I think it's not right.
That's my question. Can you, in the morning, we are seeing in our typical African family.
Why should the man even? Why would the man even let me ask?
Yes.
Say,
Okay,
why
forget it.
today?
I'm saying that can you, you want to go and you properly, politely give money to your husband? Honey, I'm having like set today at the shoot for set, so take this one. I go like to chop.
Yes.
Can you do that? No, you said anybody can play the role. So I want to know if how does that sound to you?
It's the way you're putting it. The way you're putting it is tricky. It's not going to.
No, he is trying to make it look so bad. He is trying to.
You can do that.
No, on Mccoy's point, like this. We men, that's our nature. We come up, we give you, baby, please cook this, cook that.
That one is
You
normal.
understand? It's normal. Now, when you guys have to do it now, it's like, I don't have to word this way.
We can still do it. It's not a big deal. You don't have a job.
You guys make it a big deal.
No, wait, you don't.
That's a job, but it's less busy.
Can do it in not. I can do it without making it a big deal. Like from the way you're putting it in an angle of a disrespectful and an arrogant woman. Yes, because no respect, no.
Call on life scenarios that happen.
No. That means that's a different problem. I think that is a different. That's coming from a different aspect. Not. It doesn't have to do with.
When a man does it to a woman like natural money needs to cook me my best job, you don't see it disrespectful. But when it's a lady doing it, why are you now feeling like the way I'm putting it is
in
disrespectful?
both ways, it is disrespectful in both ways. If a man comes and just take some money, put me in a trip today and a 2 hour shop and today, go while close. Don't do that.
Now you're talking about tone and approach. Let's talk about just the
That's
content.
what she was saying.
Okay, let's forget my tone and approach. I'm sorry about that.
Yes, that's what she was
Just
saying. Your
content.
approach
So you
and
can leave if you're busy and your husband is not
Yes.
busy that day, you can give him money. If you're the
Yes, I will do it. Hey babe. This is it. My baby's in the parlor. He's jobless. Okay. Yes, or you're less busy, or you're jobless.
Yes.
Either ways, I'm going to work and you're in the living room. Hey babe, I'm off for work.
Okay, baby.
Okay. So this is 10,000. Babe, what do you think we should eat today?
Egusi pudding.
Will you be chance to do that?
Sure.
Oh, babe, thank you. I'll be back at 3, okay?
Okay.
We can, like,
Let me ask
communicate it.
Quinten. Let me ask
That's
Quinten
it.
about
That
this.
is it.
Will you not
That
prefer that let your wife wake up around 4 a.m. since she knows she has work at 7? Let her cook and make sure the children and she wants to switch roles how? She wants to switch
I am biased. You understand? Like she said a lot of good things, that communication is an important thing. Right now, or from time, we've seen our parents, our great-grandparents move in this manner. But we're the new generation. You understand? So if now my wife can come up to me and speak to me with that respect, because the main thing is respect, because a man's form of love is respect. Can speak to me with that respect and say, baby, please, I'm going to work. It's going to be a busy day. Can you cook for us? I'll gladly do it. Because it's a union, it's a partnership, right? I'll gladly do it. But then my problem will be when now it becomes a regular thing, whereby it's too excessive. You understand? Whereby you're
What if you are constantly less busy than the lady? It will be regular. So
then
it
as a
has
man, it's a problem. It's a problem for me as a man, because as a man, I'm meant to work. I'm supposed to do something with my time. I'm supposed to be chasing something.
But this is the thing. There's this thing that men inherently have. Like, if a man is not able to provide, or most men, I'll talk about most men because you have men that don't care, but you have most men. There's this thing that you guys inherently have. Even if your wife is rich and your wife is not disrespectful towards you, if you cannot provide and she's the one providing, but there is this thing that men do have. I'm not saying it in a definite way. I'm saying it to say you should confirm, or Carol, if you've maybe dealt with somebody that acted like that, in such a way that even if you treat them with so much respect, even because they are not making the money, they are not the ones providing and bringing things home, they are not bringing the bread, they still feel insecure. Even if you speak to them like the way you just spoke to him, even if you come and speak to him like that, his reaction, the way he receives it is like, are you mad? You want me to cook that egusi pudding? Are you okay? Are you what?
Okay, it's not an insecurity. It's in our core DNA as men, like I said, God gave us work, right? So now there's few things that we'll consider into that when a man starts acting like that. First is your friend circle. Because if we see the friends of our women acting in a funny way, we know that, okay, her friends are used to talking like this. Well, automatically, we expect that our women will go and tell her friends, and then they will be looked down upon. So that's where now that, as you want to call it, insecurity, but it's not insecurity, it's just our nature, where we start feeling, okay, these friends of yours, how are they like? Then the next thing now is, if it's a consistent thing, whereby now that respect slowly diminishes over time, because for a man to sit down for so long, no matter how much you love your husband, you will feel like the man is lazy. So over time, you will start to lose that respect for the man because you're always seeing him at home. You're always repeatedly he is there. So that right there could start causing problems again. So now that respect will disappear. Then the other third factor is maybe because you feel like now you're mingling with bigger people, doing more. So you feel like you're above your husband's level. So that's where now we'll bring out that issue whereby men now in our nature will start thinking like that. They will start to be like, okay, I either need to go get a job and start doing, or I try to put my wife back in order, which is the wrong way to do it, right? So it's
Carol, what do you think?
You see,
The same thing.
marriage is not all about love. That's one thing that I'm very conscious of. It's not about the fact that, oh, I love you. Marriage is like a plant that needs nurturing. In marriage, if you're a man and you want to remain that head of the family that you are, I think you need to make conscious effort. Like, why would you even stay for more than a year without having a job or struggling to have one? I think it's only unfair for you as that man to understand. Like, we are now in an exposed world with internet teaching us all of these things. You should be able to know that disrespect tends to come in, even from your own friends or neighbors, from your kids, from your wife. So just like a woman is trying her best to provide for herself, even while in her home, I think a man should be able to make that conscious effort to provide for himself at least and the family. Now, let's take in a situation where you don't have. I don't really think that it's a problem for a woman to cater for her home, at least for the time being. You see your husband struggling to get a job, struggling to succeed in business. It's different when you see the man making these efforts. And it's also different when the man is just seated at home doing nothing and so comfortable with the fact that he is jobless. And you see this aspect of a man feeling like, oh, you're trying to disrespect me, asking me to cook. I do not think it's in your DNA. As I said, oh, it's in our DNA.
Thank you.
I don't think so. I think society also has worsened this whole situation. Or So my friend can enter the house and see me cooking. My friend will see me going to the market. My friend will see me taking the kids to school. All of these societal factors, judgments, and everything has fueled this. Because in different countries, people do this effectively. Because I think because they have laws that bind that whole situation. It's not a woman's sole responsibility to do this. Because we all work to maintain that home. We all work to pay the bills. We all work. So when you travel out, you see that these things happen naturally. No, it's not forced. But why is it that in Cameroon it tends to be a problem? Even when our mothers-in-law visit and they see a man, maybe their son sweeping or trying to clean. Oh, now so that they do. Women will leave it becomes a problem.
Fine Line, brought to you by Jam TV.
Yeah, so just to throw more light on what Carol was saying, right? Unlike the typical, she was saying out there, you would see homes that are not having these traditional core values where men think that women should just sit at home. I was not telling Quinten, right, that I'm not one of those traditional Cameroon African guys. For me, I don't mind sitting at home cleaning. I don't mind sitting at home cooking. In fact, just watching Netflix and chilling, taking the children to school. If I have an ambitious lady who can cater for the family, I mean, that's fair.
Oh wow! Oh wow!
No, see, like let
Is
us
that
assume here. Let's
progressive?
imagine that Carol is my wife here, right? In the morning, I'm like, honey, are already going for what? She's like, yes. So ask me, what do you want to cook today? I'll be like,
Lilian, where?
Bongo Chubby, just order the food because I have a series to watch on Netflix. I chill, rest. I can just maybe iron her clothes and keep everything in order. And I believe there are ladies out here that want guys.
Oh, of course. What are you saying?
I have a question, right? So again, all of you answer. I want him to answer first before you give yours.
All right.
Just say some things. Okay, you've actually explained certain hypothetical situations.
Okay.
A lot of them you've described, and in those hypotheticals, you talked about an exaggeration of a scenario where let's say someone like Lilian. She's Lilian Abeg. Someone like Lilian, she travels out for work and her husband is at home, and then it gets to a point where she continues to travel because the work gets tedious and she has to do it. And you say she's starts neglecting her roles and her family, and the man takes over. Now, when it gets to that point, what do you think the solution should be? Should she stop, reduce her work, and reduce what she loves doing, and come back and compromise?
Or the man should adjust on
Or
his
the
end.
man should adjust from his end and accept it?
Or they should bring a mate. There are many
Or does she
options.
bring him in? What?
Okay, let's start from here. A whole marriage, a union is a partnership, right? So if my wife gets too busy to that point whereby she starts neglecting her home, as you, the woman, first thing before we do anything is for us to talk about it. Like she said, communication is number one. Because over time, those things, there's always a gap or there's always space that starts to build up. There's no longer that intimacy, there's no longer that connection. So then we start to differ and defer, right? So the first thing will be to communicate. You communicate to your partner, and if she's not understanding of where it's your point of view is coming from, or where your emotions are coming from, or whatever you are feeling at that particular point in time is coming from, then there's an issue. It's either she's grown, she has fallen in love with her work and forgotten about you. It is possible. It is possible.
It's possible.
Yes, to fall in love with your work. I love what I do. Right? It drives me crazy when I start thinking about different business ideas that I want to start up. So I fall in love with my work. Does not mean that I'll neglect my partner or anybody else. So when you see that there's that neglect setting in now, you have to communicate with your partner. Say, hey, baby, what you're doing right now, I love the fact that you're doing your job, you're chasing your career, but what about me? What about us? You know what I mean? And if she can't understand that point, then there is a problem. That's where now the solution will either be now to either stop your work or adjust your work. It's always two options.
Golda, don't you think that you fall in that category? Because you just mentioned here that you're ambitious and you mentioned that you don't see yourself getting married. Don't you think that might be the reason because you're too ambitious?
As I said in the beginning, women are multitaskers. I actually think that I can kind of, try to, it's not easy, but I think that if I wanted a family, I would be able to manage both, because I'm an empathetic person as well as an ambitious person with both of those characteristics or character traits. You can be able to uphold both parts, right? But now, me not wanting to get married has nothing to do with my ambition. It has more of the fact it's more on the fact that I don't trust men.
You don't trust men. Why?
That is it.
Please.
Breakfast.
Why
I-
don't you
I'm
trust
not a guest.
Why don't you trust men? Just tell us, please.
It's not even about breakfast.
Oh.
I don't trust men because, you know, it's not about trauma, you know. I think trauma always comes from like family, and my dad till he passed was a great man. But I would say that even the best men I know in character, they wander, they cheat. And I'm a very, very strict, disciplined person. Mccoy, you know me very well.
I don't know
If
you.
you know me very well. If I say my rule, how do they say my rule breaker?
Deal breaker, deal breaker.
My deal breaker, sorry. So if I say my deal breaker is cheating, whether it's emotionally, through text message, physical, I don't care. Any kind of cheating, I will leave.
Thank you. Let me ask Carol's question about cheating, because
Please.
I'm starting to think that Golda is of this new school ambitious women, because from the traditional women, I've heard it, even my mother, they will say, let me not put this one out, but I've witnessed people that have gone through certain things like this, but they will say that as a lady, African lady, you should stay. So what do you think?
Yes.
Because I'm suspecting that this is the result of these ambitious women. They come up with new rules like this every day, that, a man, a deal breaker. So a man is not a human being that cannot cheat and then you forgive him.
No.
Carol,
Wait, no, I'll ask you. No, let me ask him. If a woman cheats on you, will you forgive her and still accept?
Fina asking me, I will forgive. Me, I will forgive her.
All right. Before we dive into this cheating thing, let me first ask this question. What was the cause of it?
Why is everybody?
That means he will
I
discuss
think
about
it,
it.
I think it starts from all of these things we've been talking about. How you treat your partner.
So if now, let's say on this topic, my woman is so busy, she meets somebody out there that's at her level and she cheats on me, then it's unforgivable. Because now you feel like I'm less than you. I'm beneath you. That is unforgivable.
Which one is forgivable?
For everything is forgivable, but for me, personally speaking, if you go and your career is taken to a point whereby you're meeting people and then you're cheating on me in your career over there, that is unforgivable, because that puts me beneath you because I am at home.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, what if your woman was able to manage her career and manage the home effectively? Like there wasn't any point you felt like there was a gap, like everything was going on smoothly. Then you hear that she cheated on you or she's cheating on you. What would you do?
No matter what, perfectionism is not true. It's not there. There's always going to be a flaw. You cannot run a home perfectly and you cannot run your business.
No, it's like you're just trying to. Don't you think a career woman can manage a career and a home effectively?
There's always going to be flaws inside. It will be effective, but there's always be flaws, right? But if she's able to do that and still cheat on me, Mama, no matter what, I will not forgive, because I don't know what the situation
So
is.
why you tell us a situation where you can forgive? Because you have only been telling how you cannot forgive. So you can't forgive.
There's none he
You
cannot
can't
forgive
forgive.
cheating.
What about you,
don't
Carol?
forgive
What about
cheating.
you, Carol? Cheating. So you were trying to say that words now.
Yes.
That
Make
why
it
we
work.
expect
You
only a
asked the
woman
question
to.
because you had to make it
No,
work.
the thing is, I will forgive that. The thing, I will not forgive her in the sense of that it's acceptable, but I'll forgive that you're a human being, you made a mistake. But then where I will stop forgiving is where it becomes a consistent thing, right? But now, marriages are not perfect. Unions are not perfect. Relationships are not perfect. We are not perfect. This is a little bit of truth out there. I've done that life. You know what I mean? I played that life. Yes, I played that life. No,
The first man to tell the truth.
I've done that life, but we grew up from that. But if you're someone who has not grown up from that, you continue with those habits, right? So if now my wife is successful and she starts cheating and doing all those things, we have to find out what the problem is. I would forgive because we're human beings. People make mistakes. But if it now becomes a repeated thing, I'll walk away from that marriage.
You're seeing that Carol has asked a very general question, as in that can you forgive cheating? But I'm seeing you're answering and linking it to an ambitious woman. Or in
Can
general,
you forgive cheating generally?
Poor and the village.
so back to you, Carol. Can you
Yes,
forgive?
of course,
Or
for
should
me-
women forgive?
I think women should. I think don't specify it on women, please. I think human beings.
Women.
I think human beings should
Forgive.
forgive.
Yeah.
I think human beings should forgive.
I see.
I grew up in a polygamous home. My dad got married to 2 wives. So why that I think that's the reason why I really can tolerate just too much when it comes to marriage or relationship, before finally giving up, I know that I tried. Because most of the relationships I've been in, my partner has cheated in one way or the other. But did I leave? I didn't leave because of that. So I'm very tolerant and patient when it comes to these things. Because I think it's because of my environment, how I grew up.
How you grew up.
Yes, how I grew up. The fact that my dad got married to 2 women, I think it strengthened me in some way and opened up with exactly. So it opened up my mind as far as communing is concerned, and living as a family is concerned. So I'm really very tolerant and patient when it comes to these things. But
Please. What is
There's over too much. When it's too much, it's a
Yes,
problem.
I like the
But
depth.
tell us.
Yes.
see, I cannot tell in a situation where I'll consider my husband. Trust me, I think it will be different. Because before now, I could take some of these things like, oh, it was normal. Okay, you cheated. But in a while, I've not been in a relationship for a long time now. So I really cannot tell if I can take certain things. Because first, I think it's very disrespectful. Is belittling. It's killing a woman's worth, and like cheating on a woman destroys every
But it can be
confidence in that.
unintentional,
woman.
right?
Yeah, it can be unintentional. It can be, but it
Like a
still,
mistake.
It still does not change the damages that it comes with.
That's what I feel like. A lady who says, "Oh, it's a deal breaker," a man should not go. I was giving reasons, and in my mind, I'm like, I'm so surprised. An ambitious lady is like, I can forgive my man. We heard of people like Funke and others in Nigeria driving their husbands from
You
their house.
can never tell, like, we don't know the backstory.
Yes.
You don't know how many times that happened.
Yes.
Aside the cheating, maybe there were other things that had been piling up, and it just came and was like, no, I've had enough.
Wait, see.
Tell us. Their ambitiousness
Yes.
seems like is that bad
No, I
type
want to
Golda.
talk to Lilian. Your understanding.
Mhm.
You are too beautiful.
Wow.
You are too successful. You are too unique to tolerate. You do not work this hard to go and tolerate. I don't care if your father got married to 50 women.
That's femininity.
No,
That's
it's not a
femininity.
matter of femininity. This is somebody that has worked on herself.
But people
Look
are
at her.
human beings.
Look at her,
Understand that
my boy.
people are human
Look
beings.
at her.
I have faults too.
You do.
Why do you
have
that
flaws.
tolerance? She has flaws too.
She has flaws, but not flaws that will kill somebody
And why
inside.
will you
Cheating
telling
can
somebody
kill
to be
you inside.
tolerant based on the fact that they have achieved?
can kill
Just
you.
nothing
It can
else.
slowly
That is say you don't
pick you up.
achieve this, I've achieved.
Well,
Don't be tolerant.
like I
You
said,
you cannot
at the
tolerate
start of
that
this
level.
conversation, I said,
No.
I am a family person
We need you.
and I'm a career woman. I'm very tolerant and I'm very patient. And I think those are some core values that every woman that intends to build up a home, start up a home, should have.
Yeah.
You have children, and if you really need to be tolerant, you really need to learn to forgive. And why do people get married? We get married first because we love our partners. They have some values in them that we appreciate. We have
you enjoy having
aside the
sex with
cheating,
them too.
aside the cheating aspect, it can still be cheating, it can still be anything. Let's not just focus on cheating. Yeah, I will not encourage cheating in every relationship, but I will still not deny the fact that I had once forgiven before. And like I said, I don't know how the situation will be like if I get married today and my husband gets to cheat on me. I don't know how I'll handle that situation. But that's something I have been through and I've handled. But it got to a point and I'm like, okay, I did my best. You fucked up the first time, I let it go. It's happening again. I don't think I can take it.
So that one is when it has gone too much.
I think that's because, yes.
Yeah, so Golda, this
Why-
topic about tolerance and forgiving, right?
Yes.
I want to understand how you just did something and you told Carol that she has had
No, she-
achievements and achievements and
No, I
that
should not say
she's too
achievement. I said she
achieved to take
To tolerate.
to be
No.
tolerant.
You see how
Ah.
he's twisting. Okay, let's
You
get
list
back.
studied out. You list studied
Wait,
out.
wait,
You
wait,
said
wait,
it out,
wait,
that
wait,
you
wait,
have-
wait.
Ambitious.
You're twisting it. I did not. Let me tell you. For Carol to be where she is, you people are making me to call her name is Lilian. Carol is one person. Lilian is an embodiment of other things. I'm saying that for Lilian to be where she is today, she had to have worked on herself internally as a person.
Mhm.
Do you know what I mean? There are people sitting that have tried to do what you are already doing now. The difference between you and them is that they've not worked on themselves internally to become that person. who is able to do that. And when you're working on yourself internally, you're also working on your emotions. You're working on being a great person as you're going. That's why you're successful, because you're great. She has been too humble with us on the set today from behind the scenes. I don't even like you see it in her. It's a trait. So when I was naming those things, I also said, I finished and I said she has worked on herself. You people didn't hear that part.
We heard so
Work on herself.
How was it linked to having tolerance?
Herself and her achievements are two different things. So if you've worked on yourself so that you could be able to give somebody this part of you, the achievements and the you who you are inside. Why should you not expect that you should get somebody who has also worked on themselves as a person?
As you're saying now, this let reply.
I was saying.
Give us a reply.
I think that's because, like you rightly said, I have worked on myself. The field that I'm in, it needs a lot of emotional stability to be able to handle that. So if I'm as a lady in the industry, I've been able to handle this much emotional damage. You think a man will be able to drain me to a point where I cannot?
They cannot
forgive him.
Oh, cheating on me is not my fault. If you decide to take yourself that low on cheating, to cheat on somebody like me, I think that's your loss, not mine. So, like you rightly said, I have worked on myself physically and emotionally. Where you question my strength is where you say, "Oh, Carol drink poison because of man," or "Carol don't go embarrassed on girl for road because of man." But if you cheat on me and I'm able to say, "Oh, you did that. Oh, okay, I forgive you," and let's give this relationship a second chance. I think that is strength. If you do it again and I feel like, oh, this is coming from a place of disrespect, I don't want to do it anymore. I say I don't want to do it anymore.
But what are your deal breakers? You as an ambitious lady, what are your deal breakers? Is it like just too much or something? Or there's something like someone does like one time, like let's say domestic violence, like beating you or so. So list some of the deal breakers, because for Golda, she said cheating is a deal breaker. Even
abuse, physical abuse.
Yeah. So what are Carol's deal breakers?
So my deal, like you rightly said, domestic violence is like physically is a no for me.
What else?
Disrespect.
Like which kind of disrespect?
We have different types of. It's actually a general word, but do I need to specify the kind of disrespect?
Give some examples.
Respect.
Maybe from past
experiences. Maybe addressing me in public about a private issue that as a partner we're supposed to talk about, or we are seated with friends and you use a harsh word on me or correct me in a very disrespectful way in the presence of other people. I think that is it for me. Also, cheating is disrespect. But like I said, I will not just say, "Oh, okay, I don't. It's over. Go away." Honestly,
and this is coming from a place where you and Mccoy, you guys concluded on something small that I did not agree with.
Okay.
Mccoy is pinching. See, be careful, Mccoy. He's pinching you small. I agree on things that are not.
Please always be honest.
Mccoy said,
and I'm being honest.
No, Mccoy, you're pinching her. I don't like it. See, you thought she was explaining a very good point, very well. That point ended by him telling you that so cheating can be unintentional now. It can be unintentional now. You just said yes and continued because she said yes and continued because like that was not what she was really talking on.
Okay, so you think it cannot be intentional?
No.
Let's hear.
You take yourself knowingly. You go. You take your thing. You put it into another thing knowingly. You finish, you bathe, and you come back knowingly. You say it's unintentional. Do people know the definition of unintentional?
There's a whole cheat. Somebody who is guilty of cheating is here. When Carol is done talking, tell us their experience. It was not intentional.
Yes, he's a very strong cheater. Okay, let me ask you.
No, people should not.
Have you ever been drunk before?
No, I don't.
I'm asking her. You see, in this cheating topic is a very. I don't even think that's why we are here, but we dived into the whole cheating thing and we are talking about it. It is so broad. Honestly, it is so broad, and I feel like we are trying to limit it to one aspect, and we're just trying to twist everything and make it. But I think the word cheating is a very broad topic that if we have to talk about it, I think that would be for another. But let me ask you a question: have you ever been drunk before?
I've been tipsy.
You've never been drunk. Have you ever acted out of character and you question yourself that how did I get here? How was I pushed to this point? So it's on that note that I would say I would want to agree with Mccoy that some cheating can be unintentional. Okay, you can do something, then you realize that I did this thing, and okay, what brings the difference is if it doesn't happen again. And I do believe that there are men who don't cheat, there are women who don't cheat. Do you agree with me that there are women who do not cheat?
No. Women cheat, men cheat, everybody
So
cheats.
what about you, Quinten? Do you think it's intentional or if it been an error or just man a weakness as a human being?
No, it's both. It's a mixture of both. There's intentional cheating and then there's unintentional cheating. In my cases as well, I was trying to explore life, trying to understand what I really wanted.
Okay,
So that was intentional because I was trying to.
this guy.
No, but you have to be honest. We have to be honest here. I was trying to figure out what I wanted in a woman, and it directed me to multiple different women.
Yes.
So that was intentional.
I have
But
still
then,
not figured it out.
no, I figured it out, and I left that life behind. Oh, I discovered
Where's
what
the
I
woman
wanted.
now? You're not married.
I'm not married now, but by the grace of God, I'll get there.
So what do you think that cheating aspect he ended up the relationship?
Yes.
So because of the cheating, you broke up with your.
No, well, because of the cheating, I learned a valuable lesson. I learned multiple lessons because this cheating cost me few good women that actually I found out that they are what I wanted or what I was looking for. They had those qualities I was looking for. But then now they could not forgive me when they found out that this is what I did. So 100%. So they let it go. And from there, it developed me instead because now I got to know what I wanted, what I was looking for. So my next relationships after that, I was committed 100%. But a few things happened along the way that they didn't want. Because no matter what, I always tell people this, I was a cheater. I've done that. I've played that life. I'm not scared of it. I'm not ashamed of it.
You'll never do it again.
Never again.
But you said it can happen by.
It can happen again. But now I am.
Please don't let it happen again.
No, it's not.
It happened once. You should learn from that. Learn from that.
learn from it.
If it because you were drunk or out of you did it intentionally to want to carry it out an experiment or something, you've learned your lesson from there. I don't think you should do it again.
No, I'm not going to do it again. I was trying to fish, I was trying to find out what I'm looking for. You understand? So, and also because one thing that led me mostly to it is because let's say right now in the age whereby people have, we fornicate, we have sex. And I was trying to explore, and then what I figured out, my partner wasn't given. So it pushed me somewhere else. You understand? So those are things that can lead someone astray. And that's why now they advise us in the Bible that let's not have sex before marriage because things like that are supposed to explore with your partner. But as you know, 21st century, we do our thing, you know?
We've spoken a lot about cheating, and it has led me to a point of when we talk about cheating, right? It's, let's say, in a monogamous relationship, then a man goes and does something with another lady. But now this brings my attention to the polygamous families. Like, let me ask Carol now, you are an ambitious lady. Can you be a man's second or maybe in a multiple wife kind of marriage?
No,
Why
I don't think I can't. I think because of my
is what matters.
yes, because of what I've experienced, it wasn't rosy at all. So my stepmom and my mom, the entire family were always struggling to get to a particular place. It was always quarreling in the morning, quarreling in the afternoon. There was no point where my mom and my stepmother sat like co-wives and communicated, So I have a very negative experience when it has to do with, polygamy or polygamous marriages. So based on my experience, I don't think that's something I would want to do. But in other cases, it might be different. But in my case, it's a no. I can't be anybody's second wife, and I will not accept to sign a polygamous marriage. That you get married to me, another person will come. Because of what I've experienced, yes. And I don't think I'm emotionally strong to let my man, exactly. I'm not.
Even though you grew up in that kind of family. But anyway, I think you told us earlier that it made you to be able to understand a man having more than one partner. So you understand it, but that's not what you want for yourself. All right. I would like to ask Golda,
You want to ask
Golda, what's your point of view? Polygamy.
You
That
know
means
I'm the host, right?
that one is called official cheating. Like official sharing of a man.
Yeah,
That one is official.
on paper, legal cheating.
Legal cheating.
Yes.
Can you tell, even for other people, do you think it is right, even if you can't take it? Do you think it's okay, it's allowed?
That's a loaded question. Okay, just like you, I wouldn't say I necessarily grew up in a polygamous family, but I would say, the family I had I was in the house with mom and dad. Dad died, and some things happened. We had to move back to my grandfather's house. Now that's where the polygamy comes in. Not really polygamy, because my real grandmother died when my mom was a kid, and he got married. So we had a stepmom. So basically, you have a stepmom now, but in a way. So I grew up in a family where we had a step family,
Yeah.
and this thing that you are saying, I
You
saw
witnessed
it.
them too.
It made me even like, I felt like I was one of the evil Cinderella sisters, because I was like, you maltreated these people. You see this me? It's not me. This is a different generation. I will maltreat you in your husband's house. You understand? So those things that I also saw will be one of the things that will always lead me to say that I don't think that there is a polygamous relationship that can work. That when I see other people in, no matter how well they put it outside, we know
Wow.
until you experience it.
Quinten, what's your take from the biblical point of view as you've been
Yeah.
talking? Because King Solomon,
Three
they
of
say he
your
was so
wives.
wise. I think the Bible aligns multiple wives to greatness and to, so
Let's look at our African descent. All right. Our African descent, we have our grandfathers, great grandfathers, multiple wives. And that's how the success of a man or the wealth of a man was measured in African times, by the number of wives he had. Right? Now, looking nowadays, they say money stops nonsense. Is that true? Look at Net, or is it Net Woko, or whatever that man's name is?
Yes.
Yes. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but yes.
Ned Nwoko.
The man has money. He has how many wives? 6 or about to get 7?
God might them as virgins.
We don't know what's happening behind closed doors, but we see it as perfect because there's money in there.
They wives co-exhibit, they're happy, they wish each other birthday. That's the wish. Okay, it's online. But it's not that you were able to see like your 2 moms actually
Did I never? She said that.
Okay, she not understood that it's possible. I
It's
see.
not possible.
In my fundamental belief, to be honest, all we men, we desire multiple wives. That's what I believe. I don't know about everybody else. For me,
Naturally, if you have a wife in the house, you can see another woman.
they have multiple lionesses beside them. You see,
I equal lions.
we are African lions, indomitable lions, isn't it? So, but biblically, men that were successful had multiple wives. It's funny enough that the guys that were single or had one wife, they all died. If you look at it. But I'm not going to say something I'm not supposed to say. No, it doesn't. It's stressful, man. Oh, I won't lie to you. I per se want to marry just one woman because it's easier to manage. It's not going to be perfect because no marriage is perfect, but it's easier to manage. It gives me peace of mind a little bit. You know what I mean? Than having to deal with 2 women. Imagine 2 women on the, what they call it, cycle. That's crazy.
But bro, I think I'll
Wow.
differ with you on that point. Personally, let me talk as a guy, right? So I think it's instead better for someone to just accept that they cannot be satisfied with one partner and make it official, because even you who is in a monogamous, who is okay with monogamous relationships, you agree with me that when you're in a relationship, it does not stop you from, when you walk by the roadside, you see somebody enters in your eye, some girl will enter your eye, and you're just fighting yourself not to be even going towards it. So if you realize that, you have even said here that it's a man's nature to desire more than one person, so it makes it easy. Matter of fact, ladies are so many in the world, like there's so many of them.
The only thing I like, you misquote me by saying
That you saw your moms.
I didn't. The only thing I took from that experience was the fact that I said tolerant. Yet for the fact that they were able to live together to
bring up children.
It doesn't mean that they had a very good relationship. This is them staying in a confined place, even when they had options to leave. Oh, I can go, but they still decided to stay because maybe of their children or the love they had for their husbands and stuff. So
Society.
yes, the only thing I learned from that whole thing is the fact that
Tolerance. It built-
tolerance, exactly. But polygamous marriages,
Nothing is pretty.
it is not for me. I'm not against it, but it is not for me. And if you ask me, if you ask me to give my take on it, is it all rosy? No matter how you put it out there, even if you are the richest man in the whole world, getting married to 900 wives, putting them in different countries, it will still not be a perfect relationship.
Okay, are you okay with the other way around, like with one woman having multiple husbands?
This
It's actually a case like that in the States. It's happening.
I don't know about. I don't think. I don't know about that one.
that's
Okay, that
polyandry.
one what about you, Golda?
Polyandry is not common, but you know this thing we've taken. Do you know what we have done here? We've not really gone. We're still
We're
in the,
still on
we're still,
topic,
we're
very
still on
much on
topic
topic.
very much. But now we have limited what we're talking about. When we say traditional values, we've limited it now to marriage.
Yeah.
When there are other parts about traditional
Like-
values, that's why we've stayed. So
like-
we've not gone out of topic,
Mhm.
but we've taken just one part.
All
I
right.
think there should be other. So when we talk about traditional values, there should be like even other parts, you know, attached to it, more than just marriage or relationships and roles. Like for instance, when we were growing up in your house, there were boys, there were girls. They used to tell the girls, go and learn how to cook. You have to cook for your husband. You have to learn how to cook for your husband.
Boys, go and broke
Yes, go and break
firewood.
fire.
Well, I don't think life will bring me firewood.
Those things started from normal sibling
They
growing
punish
up.
us too much.
They punish.
No, I've been conditioned by our parents. That's nature by nature, right?
Culture.
Yes, to grow up that way, which is now it's our fundamental being. Because I myself, I'm not gonna lie about this. My mom told me to learn how to cook from a young age because as we're growing, women get busy. Everybody gets busy, right? So though there will be times whereby your wife will not be able to cook. So she was nurturing me from that young age that you should learn to cook. And there will be times that you might marry a woman that when she's angry, she'll say, "I will not feed you." You know what I mean? I'm not going to cook. Survival skill, yes. So I'm not against taking the role, let's say doing the cooking sometimes, but I'm against whereby it becomes a habit. Because then the woman will tend to forget that she is my wife. She will look at herself now as just an ambitious woman. I'm chasing my career. Oh, I'm busy, I'm working, I have appointments, I have this and that.
What about serving food? What about serving the food?
Serving food?
Like if you come back home, do you want your wife to put the food for you to eat, or you go to the kitchen yourself?
Like Golda's, like Lilian said, we are in a generation whereby we understand. Serving for me, it's a bonus.
Okay, it is not a role.
It's not a role. It's a bonus for me. But I would love for you to serve when we have guests. But when it's just you and I, Mama, I'll go to my pot myself and find something.
I would like to hear Carol's opinion on that. That's serving. You might not know how important it is. That's serving. I've seen marriages have ended because women don't want to serve in matter.
I think this.
Do you enjoy it, or you do it as a sense of responsibility, or is it because you just like to do it, or is it because you're conditioned?
I wouldn't like to do it because of the fact that it's my responsibility. I would do it because I want to let it be a lifestyle, serving my husband.
serving your husband.
I love my husband that much that I want to serve you. I want to serve you your meal, serve you in bed, you know. These little things spice up the relationship and spice up the marriage. But it shouldn't be like
It's a form of value.
it shouldn't be like a thing, like a whole thing
Yeah,
that
that's why
it
you
has
define
to
as
be
a
a
role.
problem because you didn't serve me food, you know. But this is
That's what I'm saying. I agree with that.
like you remember back then, our mothers, our grandmothers. You see, there's this part in a chicken gizzard. Hey, if you my dad will not eat that. Where is the my dad will first when you serve his food and he's aware that a fowl was killed today, a chicken was killed. He send his hand and try to pick. No matter how many slices of chickens he finds in that plate, if he has not seen the gizzard
Or the heart.
it's a problem. Who ate the
Ambitious ladies nowadays.
it's like that particular part was carefully made for men.
Yeah.
You know, that thing broke so many marriages back then. Like it broke up so many marriages. And even now in some homes, guess what? It still happens. In some homes. This very
But that's why
traditional homes.
nurture, the nurture of our upbringings. That's the thing. Because the thing is, what we see our fathers do is what we like to represent. That's the truth about growing. That's nurture versus nature, right? So if we see our parents grow up in a marriage like this, like you see people that they grow up to our dad beating their wives or whatever it may be, you see them, they take it as, okay, that's how I'm supposed to treat my wife too. They may not understand it because they'll never explain it. Their mom will know, but they have seen it. So they feel like when their woman is being disrespectful, their woman is listening to them, next thing you know, it's a slap that's important. So it's all about the nurture that we are getting as we grow up.
We can actually go.
We've evolved, and I think that these changes are here. We read them. We have books. We have NGOs that talk about addresses issues like this. I think we all should be open to learning and open to acquiring new ideas and new ways of life.
Yes.
I have one last question. in a marriage,
Yes.
are the two people equal? Is it a partnership? Or is the woman supposed to be like this and the man like this?
Okay. In a marriage,
I
it's a
think
partnership.
this, please, sorry, before conclusion, this should be like our conclusion. So just give like a
Yes.
conclusion on this
Yes.
topic so we can.
You give
go to
yours,
the end.
Carol, give her everyone.
All right. For me, marriages is it's a union, it's a partnership. The two people that are different come together to work with the same mindset to achieve a specific goal. So we're equal, but does not refuse the fact that I am the head of the family. I am the leader, because men, we are leaders. I'm supposed to lead the family. I will not go against you doing your ambitions because, like you said, communicating. We'll communicate everything, talk about it. That's why we come, two different people. Once you agree that this is how we're gonna set, that this is the path we're taking, then we move with the marriage. But if we do not agree, then we're gonna have a problem. Then we shouldn't get married. That's what I believe. So if you tell me that at the start that I want to chase my career, I'm gonna have 4 kids and all the rest, and I say, okay, that's what I want, I will support you, and we agree that, okay, let's get married. And then you deviate from that, that's where the problem starts, because that's not our plan. So if you start neglecting me along the side, then it doesn't make sense anymore. We're going against our planning. But if we do agree and get married, we should move with that point. But you, me at the helm of it all, saying, okay, baby, let's go. You can chase your money, chase your dreams, but baby, okay, this is the timeline, this is what we're doing. We're setting this, and then we're going. That's how I see it. That's how I believe.
Yeah. The man will always be the head of a family. That's one fact that we cannot change. He is a man and he has to be the head of the family. But working like this, I don't think that has anything to do with him being the head of the family. Be conscious of the fact that he's the husband, he is the head of the family. But you guys can still, operate normally without any form of disrespect. The fact that he is understanding enough to know that I can assist my wife in doing this, I don't think a woman should take advantage of that. Oh, because my husband is cleaning the house, it becomes a habit. No. This has also some added values that he has brought into the marriage, which is beneficial for everyone. So a man still remains the head of the family.
Before we close the episode, first of all, I would like our guests on the show. First of all, thank you very much for coming to our show. We appreciate. So please, I would like you, Quinten, to tell our viewers where to find you on social media.
All right, viewers. Hi, guys. My name is Quincy, preferably Quincy. You can find me as YSM_QNCY on Instagram. On TikTok, YSM.QNCY on TikTok. I'm your favorite TikToker. I'm trying to be like the great influencers that we have here, but I'm just a simple guy trying to teach people a few things.
My name is Mbeng Lilian, popularly known as Carol. You can find me on Facebook as Carol, and my production house page is ML Productions 237, and on TikTok I am Carol_237. On Instagram, Mbeng Lilian _237. On, I think that's it. Yes. So ML Productions 237 on all social media platforms.
Okay, guys. So there you have it for the episode of today. I hope you learned a lot while watching the episode. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, like on all social media platforms. Thank you again. See you next time, and bye-bye.
Bye.
Fine Line, brought to you by Jam TV.
Let's toast to a successful episode.
Yeah.
Fine Line.
Everybody did so well.
Yep. Greatness.
I did drink here. He said it out loud. Proudly.
Oh, acting. That's good. It's linking with the same TikTok kind of thing, like content creation.
I don't want to hide behind my past because, like I said, we all
Look at
have
the
work
job,
to
yeah.
do. I've learned my own thing, so I want to teach the young men behind me that, okay, this is not what you're supposed to do. Now, I mean, my TikTok content is mostly biblical stuff and just like that phone.
So we are having the name of this Miss Kwakoko.
See, if you give,
The Kwakoko will sit so.
give anyhow.
I talk that. I don't know. I always like eating with my hands, and I really everything.
Me chop am down like
really
problem.
love eating with my hands. Like
My brother.
I go see how you chop rice with your hand.
even rice, I don't feel the food when When there's no canned thing going on.
You like me, man.
Rice, everything I eat, salad, everything man.
Wow.
Are you for him?
You said you're single, right? Wow. And you want a man that does not want women to be traditional. Prostitutes can shoot their shots if they want.
Mccoy, stop shooting your shot.
Good luck to this.
No, I only one man like me. I want to be a household man. Me, I want an ambitious lady like you. No, me, like when you
And
go
it
to my
means
rose,
it means that what? Caro is your type now.
Thank you.
Babe, I'm not Caro's type.
I'm not a type. The thing is that all of you are not mentioning this thing about this sexual compatibility. That's the very vital thing in relationship. So me, I know how to do that very well. You understand now? And that's what I bring to the table.
Fancy boys, they don't come down.
That's all that. Exactly.
That's the only thing they're good at.
It's not a skill, master. You just need
While
to
people are
have strength.
working, we are spending time watching different styles, trying new things. And a woman leave their marriage because the husband don't have good sex with her.
Where?
That's true.
You see? So you need a husband that can be at home. In fact, everything you want is not about being lazy. If you want me to work, I will also work because my wife wants me to work. If you want me to stay at home, whatever you just want. If you want me to just as for me to certain
Stop pitching. She's not interested.
can carry your back home, assist you like your PA, everything. And then what do I want? Nothing much. I'm not a kind of man that will tell you that stay in the house, not work or go keep the children in school. I just want everything you want for yourself.
Wow. That kind
If me some select couple, me and you might really know.
And then,
Bro, hot, you go.
Don't do slow, actually, they take the shop.